Doesn't it make you feel like dancing? Woohoo! Yay! You made it! I made it too. I'm Tom Sinclair, and this is Streaming Idiots. That's right. This is the only show like it on the internet, and I guess a lot of folks are out there right now are going, thank goodness, thank goodness. But no, seriously, I'm delighted that you're here, especially if you're watching us live. It's so much more fun live. We've got a bunch of folks in chat room having a good time. If you're watching us on Facebook or on YouTube directly, oh, let's start the Periscope stream. I almost forgot about that. Then please join us at easternshorebroadcasting.com, because at easternshorebroadcasting.com you get the chat room. That was the part that we were enjoying in the pre-show. If you're watching us after the fact, we actually record this show two different ways. We record the show, you know, with the official beginning and the ending, and that's the show. But we also let YouTube and Facebook record, excuse me. I'm recovering from a thing. So I had to set up a cough button on my X keys. See that giant button right there? That's the one that I can definitely hit. Even in an emergency, pow, it's big enough, and vMix will mute my audio. Anyway, we're glad you're here. If you're watching us on, I was explaining about the recording. If you care to watch the pre-show and post-show, we're letting Facebook and YouTube record those. That is, everything we stream is getting recorded on Facebook or YouTube, and also on Periscope. So you can go back and watch the banter at the beginning of the show if you missed it, or you can watch the you know, kind of the questions that sometimes we'll have after a show in the post show. So that's that. Exciting show today. It's just me. So if you were expecting other folks, you know, you can change the channel right now. But I'm really excited about today's subject. I'm not going to broach it in the least right now because I kind of have a big kind of an announcement. You know, it's a thing. Anyway, it's a thing. I've been thinking about this other thing for a long time, and I think I'm gonna do it. My 20-something son likes a TV show called Diesel Brothers. Never mind the subject. Periodically, though, they give away a multi-thousand-dollar diesel vehicle, and they just give it away. Well, they give it away not because people just sign up and enter, but because people buy stuff, t-shirts and coffee mugs and diesel trucks and that kind of stuff. So I'm working on a plan, and I need some feedback from you, and I'm thinking, like, you know, for every X number of dollars you get an entry into this giveaway, and we're going to give away a streaming computer with vMix. Ready to go, the whole 9 yards. It's going to be huge. So if you've got some ideas about how we can put all that together and make it work, I'd love to hear them. You can put them in chat now, or you can send me an email, tom@easternshorebroadcasting.com. Either way, it will get to me, and I appreciate your input. Doesn't mean we're going to take your ideas, but heck, you probably have a better idea than we do. So it's going to be a major giveaway. It's probably going to be the kind of thing that we start in January for the first, you know, 3 or 4 months of the year. It may take a while to do that. So let's just see. You know, I'm liable to get this button backwards at some point. And so instead of coughing into thin air, I'm going to be coughing all over you, so I apologize. Bill says send it to him, just save time. Okay, there we go. Also coming up towards the end of the year, I'm not sure which, I don't have my calendar up, not sure which Wednesday it's going to be, but remember last year, 2016, we did our 2017 prediction show. We're going to do another one of those. So coming up, and we'll look back on the 2016 prediction show for 2017 and see just how they did. or how I did in terms of predicting what was going to happen for 2017. So we'll also look ahead to 2018. I think 2018 is going to be a really cool time. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Pretty stoked about that. What else am I stoked about? Oh yeah, got full disclosure. This show, this Streaming Idiots show, is really a giant infomercial. That's right. It's a giant infomercial with mostly info, but maybe just a little bit of commercial. And so here's the commercial part. Streaming Idiots is owned and operated by Eastern Shore Broadcasting. Eastern Shore Broadcasting is my company, and we design and build streaming PCs, hence the giveaway. But we also are purveyors of vMix and X keys and PTZ optics cameras and Marshall cameras and Magewell capture cards, and we're looking at a couple other lines for 2018. We want to be real careful with the lines that we add because we want to be intimately familiar with these lines. We're not like Walmart where you go in there, you buy it, and if you need tech support or something like that, you know, you're on your own. I mean, if you need explanation of what it is. But here, we want to be able to have an intimate acquaintance, whatever the product is. I was talking to somebody just a few minutes ago about vMix, and you know, I was just rattling off 5 different ways of doing the same thing, and they're like, how do you know all this stuff? Well, I know all this stuff because I use all this stuff. I'm not looking it up in a book and trying to tell you, well, the book says do this, this, and this. It's like, no, I've screwed this up so many times. I know how it works. So that's that. So that's the full disclosure. That's the commercial part. If you need something in that category, shoot me a note, and we're delighted to talk with you and help you any way that we can. So now comes time for the subject matter. Oh, you know, I just had a great idea. Can I do this? No, I can't. Never mind. And I'll tell you what my great idea was later. Tommy says an infomercial with lots of info. That's right. So let's go to the, we're going to go to the show. I mean, we're going to go to the show, important part of the show. Are you ready? I guess I need a ta-da or something like that. Here we go. Ta-da! Yes, indeed. I think my proposition is, my proposal is that we have now entered the golden age of live streaming. Don't you like what I did with my background? I used vMix to play with the colors and make it all turn gold. And in the golden age, I mean, the definition, I've written it down. The golden age is defined as often an imaginary time of peace, prosperity, and happiness. That's not the golden age I'm talking about. I'm talking about the second definition, which is the period of time when a specified art, skill, or activity is at its peak. Yes, we are in the golden age of live streaming. Never before in history of anything have you been able to live stream as easily and as broadly and as fast and as powerfully as you can today. Now, that's not to say that the tools won't continue to advance. They will. But if you look back, for example, in the USA, the golden age of automobiles, there were 60 or 70 different manufacturers of automobiles. And anybody almost could say, hey, I want to manufacture automobiles. And if they had the know-how and they had the engineers to do it, then pow, they could produce an automobile. You know, the Buick was actually not a brand under Chevrolet. It was its own company. Cadillac was its own company. Mercury was its own company. Pontiac, all these names that you might, a Studebaker. My dad had a Studebaker. In the golden age of automobiles, they were all over the place. There was all sorts of innovation going on. And they hadn't done that sort of drill down like they have with, you know, with cell phones now. You know, we might still be in the golden age of cell phones, but a lot of the basic technology is all done, and we're just getting little teeny tweaks in technology now. But in live streaming, all sorts of great new products are being added. People are sitting down and saying, okay, you know, where are the holes in this? Where can we add just a little teeny niche product? I'm thinking that we have never been able to do more than what we can do now. And I have a hard time believing that, yeah, we'll be able to get faster internet. We'll be able to get higher resolution cameras and stream at higher resolution. And we'll be able to make improvements to what we have now. But, I mean, what are the stats? Something like there are YouTube. You've heard of YouTube. Don't they have videos that you can watch? You know how many videos are watched every day on YouTube today? Well, today it's probably, this number's old. This number says 5 billion videos per day are watched on YouTube. Facebook Live, all the Facebook videos, now this is not just live streaming, of course, but 8 billion Facebook videos per day. 100 million hours of video are consumed per day. Now, no, it's not all live stream. Not all live stream. In fact, predominantly, it's on demand. But live streaming has never been bigger, has never been easier, has never been cheaper, has never been this powerful. Today is the day that we can say we are living in the golden age of live streaming. And, you know, 10, 20 minutes from now, we'll look back on this moment and we'll say, wasn't that a great moment? It's kind of like dog years, you know, what do they say? 7 years for a dog and 1 year for us. And so if it's something like that, you know, let's say it's 3 years from now, so that'll be 21 years in computer years, in live streaming years. 3 years from now, it's going to be a whole different world. But my guess will be that a lot of the basics that we deal with today will still be active. There'll still be CDNs. There'll still be cameras. There'll still be capture devices. There'll still be streaming devices. There'll still be vMix. Yes, indeed. vMix is here for the long haul. Just as a side note, I'm delighted to say that the folks at vMix have invited me to come back out to NAB next April and represent them on the floor of the trade show. They said that it was really great to have somebody like me out there last year that could sweep up after the show and and run and get coffee for them and things like that. So I'll be back out at Las Vegas, and I hope you'll make your plans to be, because it's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great show. There's going to be so many small great things out there, but I'm expecting that there'll be some pretty big great things out there too. And of course, that's when vMix 21 will be released, and we have no clue. Well, the NDA says that I have no clue what's in vMix 21. I love to do that. Isn't that terrible? Joe says they're chartering a plane from the UK to come over for chartering a plane from the UK to come over from NAB. So I think that's a great idea. That'll be well worth it. Make sure you include Tuesday of the NAB week as one of your stay overnights, because we're going to have a Streaming Idiots get together. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Now Giles has said he's on the plane, so there we go. It's already started. It's already started. What do you think? Do you think we're in the golden age of live streaming? Do you think there's something to live streaming that's not yet been discovered or invented that's going to revolutionize live streaming and turn it up on its ear? You know, think back to the automobile industry. You know, once you had 4 wheels and a gasoline engine, you know, what were the other major? You know, air conditioning was important, automatic transmission was important, you know, those kinds of things, but they didn't really determine the direction of the industry. The use of the production line by Henry Ford was important, but it was the creativeness of all the different, the Dodge brothers that were out there doing crazy things with Dodges. It was a great time. Rich says he thinks it's not the analogy of the golden age, but really rather the Wild Wild West. And that's true in some ways too. I tend to romanticize it because I want to believe that unlike the Wild Wild West, that everybody in the live streaming world, especially the folks that are in the industry, that are developing products and software, that are reselling products and software, that all those folks have everybody else's best interest at heart. And I know you're saying, Tom, you're living in a world that doesn't exist, but it's a world that we can make exist. In fact, it's a world that we demand exist. That when we deal with people that are working in live streaming, that we expect that they will treat us with respect, that they will talk to us honestly, that not only will they be honest in what they say, i.e. everything I'm telling you is true, but that they will tell you the truth. That is, my product will do this, but it doesn't do a good job at this, but this other one does. Because if people will take that attitude, all of a sudden they will ascend in the ranks of their competition because they will be somebody that people can count on, not somebody that's out to make a quick sale. To heck with what the customer thinks. I mean, my customers, you guys that are my customers, and those of you that aren't yet, I hope will be, you're partners in my business. You're people that give me good advice. You tell me when I'm screwing up. You tell me when I'm doing good. You reward me, and you trust your friends to me. And that's the kind of industry that I think this golden age of live streaming can very well be, where not only is it that technology is rising and being embraced, but that there's an attitude with that makes you want to get into live streaming because it's, number one, it's safe, it's friendly, it's wholesome, it's good, and that's what Streaming Idiots is intended for. The whole Streaming Idiots concept is, hey, we're all idiots. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to screw up. Let's admit that up front, and it kind of takes the pressure off. We don't have to be perfect. And then Jan and Marie went and started that dad-blamed Streaming Idiots group on Facebook, which has now got like 1,300 members. And that group is adopting that same kind of principle. We're looking out for each other. Somebody comes in new and asks a stupid question that's already been asked 4,000 times, and nobody jumps on that person like they're an idiot. Because, well, they are, of course, so they wouldn't be in the group. But everybody in the group's an idiot. I mean, everybody deserves to be treated fairly and honestly. And just because you haven't heard the answer before doesn't mean that, and that the answer, cough time. Just because you don't know the answer, and because the answer's been given out 57 other times, doesn't mean the 58th time you have to be the person that's taken behind the woodshed. That's just not the way it works. You're going to be treated with respect, and your questions will be answered. And frankly, there have been some people that have been kicked out of the group because they couldn't behave, because they didn't understand, they didn't get it. Maybe they'll get it, maybe they'll come back. For everybody, I looked at the stats the other day, for everybody that we accept into the group, let's say we accept 10, we turn 4 away because their profile says that they're not going to come in and play nice. They've got things on their Facebook page that just say, hey, I'm out for myself. I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. I don't play nice. Okay. You don't come in and play in our little sandbox. We don't have to be the biggest sandbox in the world, but we want to be the friendliest and the most helpful, and the one that you're pleased to be associated with. Anyway, okay, so there we go. Carl says he doesn't get it, and he's still in the group. Oh my goodness. So take issue with me. Take issue with me. If you don't think we're in the golden age, tell me why. I'd like to hear it, and we'll get to that in the post show. Where we will talk more on that subject. So let's see what's coming up. coming up this month. Well, we're going to do the prediction show. We're going to get our act together on what that giveaway is, and I need your feedback on that. We're going to make our flight arrangements to NAB. You need to make your hotel arrangements now because hotels are already getting booked up. So seriously, you need to get that nailed down. Just an update. Our group buy on PTZ Optics cameras went really, really well. Thank you to those of you that participated. I know there's some of you that wanted to, and the timing just didn't work out. And when the time comes and you're ready, shoot me a note anyway. There may be something that we can do on our end to pull some strings to get some good prices on that. So we're looking forward to that. And we're thinking about doing some more group buys in 2018. If there's a particular product or service that you would like us to see, you would like us to look at as a group buy, let us know. Something that you've got on your wish list for 2018 that you'd like to say, Tom, if you could do a spring group buy on XYZ, I would buy 3 X's. And I'd say, okay, great, we can do that. We can do that. All right, so there's that. That was just a teeny bit of commercial right there at the very end. Did you catch that? I kind of slipped it right in there. So, on behalf of Streaming Idiots, Eastern Shore Broadcasting, and ta-da, the golden age of live streaming, I want to thank you for joining us today on Streaming Idiots. We will be back next week with another underwhelming show. And I guess I have to go back to this one right here because I don't know that my closing will work if I'm not on that one. So we will see you next week. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're watching us live, hang on for the post show. We will be right back. That was fun. It went quickly though, didn't it? Gee whiz.